In this video, we are going to get into all of your Tesla stock news and analysis that you need to know for the day today, as well as go over all of your major events that will be happening this week that will move Tesla stock. Let's go ahead and get into it. I want to start with first things first. We are open for trading on Monday. There's been some confusion whether we're going to be closed for trading on Monday or on Friday due to Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving falls on Thursday, so we will indeed be open. But markets will be closed on Thursday. Tesla just gave us the biggest light show we have ever seen in the world with over 800 different Teslas. I mean, that's actually insane. I mean, here's a video from the sky, and that's just incredible. Tesla China has announced that any Tesla owner who has unlimited free supercharging on their old Tesla can now transfer it for free to a new Tesla as long as they take delivery by the end of the year. The OpenAI board is in discussions with Sam Altman to return to CEO less than 24 hours after he was essentially fired. The Verge is now reporting that OpenAI's board had agreed in principle to resign and to allow Altman and Brockman to return, but has since swaffled since a key 5 p.m. deadline by which many OpenAI staffers were set to resign. If Altman decides to leave and start a new company, those staffers would surely go with him. Or maybe they just go work at XAI. That's why I bring this information to you, because with a lot of talent up for grabs now, that could be to Elon's benefit with XAI and ultimately to Tesla's benefit. We have a new sexy supercharger station, and quite literally it says S3XY, which is the famous saying for Tesla, but this site is all lit up. Honestly, I think all supercharger locations should look like this. Elon Musk posted on X Corp investors will own 25% of XAI. GM's Cruise CEO offers apology and will allow the sale of shares. It seems like they really pissed off a lot of their employees. A gas car's gas mileage is on average 15% lower in cold winter temperatures. Expect conventional gasoline vehicles to suffer 10 to 20% fuel economy loss in city driving and a 15 to 33% loss on short trips. Recurrent gathered thousands of data points from 10,000 EVs to analyze how freezing temperatures affected their driving range, and as you can see, the Hyundai Kona did the worst, it looks like, or one of the worst, seeing the biggest actual mileage drop of 34%, although there's a higher starting baseline. The Volkswagen ID4 range dropped 46%. The Nissan Leaf dropped 34%. The Ford Mustang Mach-E dropped 34%. And the Chevy Bolt dropped 42%. The Tesla Model 3 dropped 24%, and the Tesla Model Y dropped 24%. The only vehicles that did better was the Audi e-tron and barely the Nissan Leaf at 23%. So yet again, Tesla is almost the best in this data report. And really, when you net everything out, 24% loss of your battery life is pretty comparable to an ICE vehicle. Elon Musk posted on X, for the first time, there is a rocket that can make all life multiplanetary, a fork in the road of human destiny. And I would like to remind everyone, this is being done by a private company. No government's involved here. That's just spectacular. From the end of November, the first Model 3 Highland will be delivered from Malaysia. Roland Percher points out that halfway through the quarter, Tesla sales are looking good in the daily reporting markets in Europe. Every country except the UK is doing well, but UK didn't get any Highlands yet. From Sweden, we have only 1 week of sales this month. Roland Percher says, so will Q4 be a new record quarter in Europe? He says it seems likely, looking at the data so far. And that would be looking at this right here. The first month of the new quarter, which was October, is the highest first month we have seen ever for Europe, or at least for the daily reporting countries. Poland reported 256 Tesla sales for October, 58% of which were the Model Y and 34% of which were the Model 3. The Model 3 sales are up 65% from last year, and year to date, you're higher by 299% over this same period of last year. Looking at international inventory numbers for the Tesla franchise, the Model 3 is ramping up nicely. We want to see that because we have been at such a low inventory level for so long. To see an uptick is actually a good sign in my personal opinion. The Model Y has recently made quite the move higher, is starting to fall a little bit, and your Model S and your Model X have fallen. They spiked a little bit, and now they're coming right back down to some of their lower levels. Search trend activity for the Tesla lineup continues to be very impressive for the Cybertruck heading into November 30th. Well, there's probably going to be a lot more search trend activity for the Cybertruck, so this is as to be expected, but it's happening a little more aggressively than I probably would have thought, considering we're still about 2 weeks away from that event. Your Model Y search trend activity is falling a little bit, about 2 ticks in the last week. Not a huge deal, still well above your 2022 levels. And your Model 3 is staying pretty flat, probably due in part to the Highland boosting some of that search trend activity. Overall, some strong data we're seeing for Tesla. Tesla continues to run about 300 different ads, a majority of which are for North America, for the US and Canada. Some ads are for Europe, especially promoting the Model Y and the fact that you can get a Model Y for the low $40,000 range, even over in Europe, and some of those ads for Australia for energy storage products. The percentage of stocks above their 50-day moving average is sitting at 61%. Your highs back in July were at about 77%, so there is still some room to make that upside move. In the grand scope of things, you are just seeing a much larger, broad, inclusive market rally now than what you've seen back in July, where it was really only a handful of different stocks that were allowing the markets to move higher. Tesla's short positions total $18.7 billion, with a short interest percentage of free float at 2.95%. Tesla continues to be the most sold short stock in the entire world and accounts for over 2% of all short positions on our stock market. Thus, if Tesla stock does rally this week or maybe next week, you're going to see the shorts in a world of trouble. We will discuss that more in depth at 9 p.m. tonight, where I will give you guys my price prediction for Tesla stock in this upcoming week. The option activity for last week, you had about 7,000 orders totaling $10.7 billion with a positive order value of 53%. On Friday, you had 1,007 orders totaling $1.02 billion with a positive order value of 45%. Let's now take a look at your major data and catalysts coming out this week. First and foremost, you do have some earnings. Your notable guys, Monday and after hours, Zoom, Agilent Technologies, Trip.com. Tuesday pre-market, Kohl's, Lowe's, Best Buy, Abercrombie & Fitch, Burlington, Dick's Sporting Goods, American Eagle, and Analog Devices. Tuesday after hours is your big dog. This is actually a broad market catalyst, because it is one of your magnificent 7 stocks, if you will. It is Nvidia that reports Tuesday after hours. HP, Autodesk, Nordstrom, Jack in the Box, Urban Outfitters, and Guess that will report earnings. And then Wednesday pre-market, John Deere can actually be pretty important as well. Taking a look at the trading economics calendar, keep in mind, these treasury auctions will be important, like this 20-year treasury auction at 1 p.m. on Monday. These can move the markets big time based on whether or not we see good demand or bad demand for these auctions. On Tuesday, we're going to get the inflation rate year over year out of Canada and the Chicago Fed National Activity Index at 8:30 in the morning. Existing home sales month over month at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. And then the FOMC minutes Tuesday at 2 p.m. Wednesday's probably going to be your biggest catalyst. That is durable goods orders month over month. You're expecting a big decline here, so this is going to be important. That video at 9 p.m., we're going to cover my expectations on all of this data on Nvidia earnings, where I think Tesla stock is going to go. That is going to be your price prediction for Tesla stock in this upcoming week. And unfortunately, a lot of it is going to be revolving around the economic data that we get and the state of the markets. You're also going to get the final numbers for Michigan consumer sentiment for November. The biggest things to watch there are the 5-year and the 1-year inflation expectations. That data will come out at 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And then, as you know, for the trading day of Thursday, we are actually closed. Markets will not be trading, but we will get the inflation rate year over year coming out for Japan. This could actually be somewhat important for our markets. There's been a lot of talk recently whether or not Japan is going to start raising rates. Their year-over-year inflation expectation is 3.2%. Japan is the single largest owner of U.S. treasuries, worth about $1.1 trillion. Second up is China, holding about $821.8 billion worth of treasuries as of July 2023. So Japan's economic data and whether or not their Fed is looking to raise rates based on inflation reports can be very important. Now, Japan's month-over-month inflation is expected at 0.4%. That's high, and that probably warrants the Japanese central bank actually raising rates. And then on Friday, we will be trading, but there will not be much as far as economic data. You will get the S&P Global Composite PMI flash for November, S&P Global Services PMI, and Global Manufacturing PMI flash. All of these are expected to come in right at about neutral or even slightly contractionary. Taking a look at the charts here briefly, Tesla stock closed after hours last Friday at $233.99, down 0.13%, but you were up 1/3% on Friday's regular trading, so it was actually a net, a green day by about 0.2%. Not all too impressive, but considering Tesla stock hit a low of $226.34 on Friday, the fact that you closed at essentially $234, well, that was a big move higher from the lows and a decent move lower from the highs. So this was a push and pull from the bulls and the bears, and this will be very important that we will discuss later, including your 200-day moving average and your 50-day moving average. If you take a look at the RSI, that is at 54.07, so pretty much at neutral, and your MACD is pretty dang positive. Considering your RSI is basically at neutral being 50, anything in my opinion between 55 and 45 is on the neutral side. You are closer to, being bullish or being overbought than maybe neutral technically, but still, you're overall pretty neutral. The MACD is screaming it's positive. It's looking to go actually positive above 0, but this yellow line is so far ahead of the blue line on the upside, it's very bullish. That's exactly what you want to see if you are a Tesla stock investor and you are wanting Tesla stock to move higher in the short term. So that is going to go ahead and conclude this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think about all of this information. If you guys would like to come trade with us as well, live in real time, I send out all of my alerts every time I make a trade. Check out that link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your Sunday. My name is Michael Tyler, and I will see you in the next one.